Alright, so today we're going to talk about properties of functions. Introduce some tests that we're going to do for functions, and then a few other things as far as pieces of functions out of this. So properties of functions. First thing that we're going to introduce is the odd or even / neither test. So just like numbers can be odd or even, or neither, functions can be odd, even, or neither. Okay, so the test is to find f of negative x. That means to put in negative x and simplify. And so here are the results. If you plug in negative x and it gets back the original function, so that's the same as original. F of x is even. Okay, so if we plug in that negative x, work out all of the math that can happen there, simplify it, and we get back the original function, then that original function was an even function. Okay, if we plug that back in, plug in negative x, and we get the negative f of x, what's that mean? What is negative f of x? Change the sign of everything in the problem. So all opposite signs. Then f of x is, guess what? R. Unlike numbers, there are numbers are either even or odd, right? And then there's only one number that's neither. What number is neither? Zero, neither even or odd. With functions, there are a whole lot of functions that are neither. There are several functions that are odd, several that are even, but there are a whole bunch of functions that are neither out of that. So what that statement says is, if neither one of these cases happen, if it isn't exactly the same as the original, or isn't the opposite signs of the original, then it's neither. If it's any kind of mix of that, it can, it's going to be a neither out of that. So let's do a couple of examples. Determine if the function is odd, even, or neither. Like f of x is equal to negative 3x to the fourth plus 6x squared. Excuse me. All right, so the test is to plug in negative x and simplify it as much as possible. Okay, so we've got to follow order of operations here. If I raise negative x to the fourth power, what do I get back? Positive x to the fourth, right? And negative 3 times positive x to the fourth is just negative 3x to the fourth, right? So right now, so far, it's the same. And then go to the next piece. If I raise negative x to the second power, that's negative x times negative x, right? Which would be positive x squared, and 6 times positive x squared equals 6x squared. So what do we know about this function. It's even. Because after we plugged in the negative x and worked and did all the simplifying we could, it ended up being matching the original problem. That's even functions. Okay. Let's test this function. We're going to plug in negative x simplify it as much as we can. So when I cube negative x, that's negative x times negative x times negative x, which would be negative x cubed. So what's 3 times negative x cubed? Negative 3x cubed. Okay, so that changed the sign of the first piece. That's nice. Maybe thinking this might be odd. All right, the next piece says the square of the negative x. What happens when you square negative x? Positive x squared. So positive x squared times the negative 5 would be negative 5x squared. And then what's the last term? Is this one odd, even, or neither? Neither, because 2 of the 3 things change signs, but that middle term did not change signs. So this is a neither. Everybody has to change for it to be odd. Do one more of those. G of x is negative 8x cubed minus 5x. We're going to test that for odd, even, or neither. Plug in negative x, negative 8 times negative x to the third minus 5 times negative x. So negative x cubed, we've already done that before, so it's negative x to the third power. Be negative x times negative 8 is